Imagine waking up to the sound of rain tapping against your window. You look outside, see the familiar gray sky, and open your mouth to catch a drop. But it tastes like cola, or maybe a fizzy lemon lime. It sounds like a childhood dream come true, doesn't it? A world where the sky just dispenses unlimited free drinks. You'd never have to buy soda again. Just put a bucket outside and boom, instant refreshment. But while this sounds absolutely delicious for a moment, the reality would be a sticky, sugary, and frankly, a pretty disgusting nightmare. So let's explore exactly what would happen if rain was made of soda. The very first problem you'd notice is the texture. Water, our good old H2O, is the universal solvent. It cleans things. Soda, well, soda does the opposite. It makes a mess. If it started raining soda, every single car, building, and road would instantly become sticky. Imagine driving. Your windshield wipers would be completely useless. They'd just smear a thick syrup across the glass, blinding you. Walking outside would feel like you're on a giant roll of flypaper. Your shoes would make a horrible squelching, peeling sound with every single step as they stick to the pavement. And what happens when the sun finally comes out and dries all that soda? It wouldn't just disappear. It would turn into a hard, glazed sugar crust, covering everything in a shiny, brittle shell. Cities would need to deploy fleets of high-pressure water hoses, working 24/7, just to stop the entire infrastructure from gluing itself together. Mailboxes would be sealed shut, doors would get stuck, and park benches would become permanent traps. Now, let's get to the really gross part. What loves sugar more than kids? Insects. If the entire world was coated in a layer of sugary soda, the insect population would explode beyond our wildest nightmares. Ants, wasps, bees, and flies would cover every inch of the outdoors. You literally couldn't leave your house without being swarmed by a buzzing cloud of sugar-crazed bugs. Scientists estimate that in just a few weeks, the total biomass of ants on Earth could double or even triple. And it's not just the bugs you have to worry about. Bacteria and mold absolutely thrive on sugar. Our cities would quickly become covered in strange, fuzzy, and colorful molds, growing on every surface. The air would be thick with the smell of rotting, fermenting sugar, a sickly sweet stench that would be impossible to escape. It would be a constant, overpowering aroma of a garbage can full of old soda cans left out in the sun. And while you might enjoy a soda from time to time, plants absolutely hate it. Plant roots rely on a process called osmosis to absorb water. Basically, water moves from an area of lower solute concentration to an area of higher concentration. But if the groundwater is saturated with sugar, that process reverses. The sugary soil would actually pull water out of the plant roots, causing them to dehydrate and die. It's like putting a slug in a pile of salt. Within a month, your beautiful green lawn would turn brown and brittle. Crucial crops like wheat, corn, and rice would fail on a global scale. Forests, from the Amazon to the Tiga, would wither away, leaving behind skeletal, leafless trees. Without plants, the entire food chain collapses. The herbivores that eat them would starve, and then the carnivores that eat the herbivores would follow. A soda rain scenario almost guarantees a global famine within the first year. But the nightmare doesn't stop with sugar. Soda isn't just sugar and water. It's also loaded with acid, usually phosphoric or citric acid. This gives it that tangy kick we like. Most sodas have a pH level between 2.5 and 3.5. For context, that's almost as acidic as stomach acid. This isn't just a slightly more intense acid rain. It's a chemical assault on our environment. Over time, this constant acid bath would corrode metal bridges, turning them into rusty, unsafe structures. It would dissolve limestone and marble buildings, erasing history and art. The paint would be stripped right off our cars, leaving them bare and prone to rust. This acid would also destroy the soil quality, making it impossible to grow anything even if you managed to clean up all the sugar. And our oceans. They would become acidic much faster than they already are, bleaching coral reefs and leading to massive fish die. Finally, let's talk about the physics of the water cycle. This is where things get really interesting. When water evaporates, it undergoes a natural distillation process. It leaves impurities like salt, minerals, and in our case, sugar and syrup, behind. So, when these soda puddles on the ground evaporate, only pure water vapor would rise back up into the clouds. The thick, goopy sugar and coloring would stay on the ground, accumulating into a dense, sticky sludge. This means that, eventually, the ground would be covered in a thick layer of primordial ooze, while the clouds would return to being normal water. The rain would eventually become clean again. But what if, for the sake of our what-if scenario, the magic soda rain just keeps happening? Then we face a different crisis. A water crisis. Our reservoirs and lakes would turn into vast, warm, flat soda ponds. You can't shower in soda. You'd come out stickier than you went in. You can't wash your clothes in it. They'd become stiff and stained. And you certainly can't drink it all the time for hydration. The price of bottled water, real water, would skyrocket. It would become the most valuable commodity on Earth, leading to conflict and chaos. We'd be drowning in a sea of soda, yet dying of thirst. So, while a storm of orange soda might sound like a fun, whimsical event for about 5 minutes, it would ultimately destroy our ecosystem, ruin our cities, and leave us all living in a sticky, bug-infested wasteland. I think I'll stick to good old-fashioned water falling from the sky. What do you think? Which flavor of soda do you think would be the absolute worst to have raining down on us? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this sticky scenario, hit that like button and subscribe for more weird what-ifs. Thanks for watching.